Вот вы как-то сравнивали, что
Once you compare the 7 years of plenty of 7 years of famine, 7 years of famine is when a student is in this process and it's not really the work, not the true work, but the true work is in this 7 years of famine when you're taking away the light and the person has to advance himself. Well, because 7 years of hunger is when usually a person, what does it mean hunger? His ego does not receive any reward. He has to rise above his ego to try to work not on not on his egoistic fuel energy, but to advance in him the greatness of the goal, meaning the rising from our world to the opposite world of love and bestowal. And therefore, the state is very difficult. Very often, a lot of people step out on the stage. What's the success? Not to step away. Is it a luck? What do you mean luck? A luck, of course, it's always, but we cannot take it into consideration. We don't know our luck. We know that with help of group, with aspiration toward friends and through the dissemination and studying, when a person effectively works in the right direction actively, then all these things he succeeds and he advances with enthusiasm, with understanding that there is no other path. And how does the being busy help to a person to advance faster, painlessly? Well, because he deals with it. He works with the materials which talk about the next level of the world, and from that level, the surrounding light shines upon him, and he receives fuel. And when he works with his friends, he prepares these conditions when the same light is going to shine upon him. The main thing is to work with the surrounding light, to work with your next degree, to the degree you aspire toward it, in the studying with friends, in dissemination, in enthusiasm, in how to say it, in exaltment of this step, of the upper step. To such degree, the higher light shines upon him, the property, quality of bestowal. And through that, the person begins to rise in this quality of bestowal, which he already acquires. And that's what the rising is all about, to attract the upper light towards yourself. That's what it means to attract the upper surrounding light. The light is the quality of bestowal, not in the way we understand it in our world. And what happens if a person, let's say, cannot find himself in the system? Sort of these 7 years of plenty ends, and what? He leaves. He leaves from this methodology. And that means that he will come back, we don't know when. And again, he will receive this awakening as he had initially when he came the first time. Only the external conditions are going to be much worse. It's going to be problems, wars, sufferings, which will help him to overcome the difference between this step on which he is right now and the next step, meaning between today's egoistical state and the next altruistical. And the sufferings will help. Besides, sufferings can be very serious if he cannot develop these qualities in himself. Now, then he will be helped, but not today, not now, because today's conditions are not relative to other conditions,
окружающим условиям.
to other external conditions.
То есть,
Well, meaning some of us went through this state of abruption, and once again they went through this loop,
уже неоднократно
not
приходили и
once,
отходили от этой методики.
but many times when came back to this methodology and left it. Well, I don't know, maybe.
Это потому что,
But
хотя это
later you'll find out why. Though it doesn't really matter. What's the difference?
человек, который находится,
When a person is in this methodology, he is already in it.
он
He's how to say? He advances. He doesn't, then he doesn't, and that doesn't convince him. It doesn't really matter. Every time he is like a newborn.